Right now on Great 38.
He's a best friend of ours, our first best friend, you know. He was Superman.
He played in 2 Super Bowls. From the outside, the former linebacker seemed like he had it all until the game he loved took everything. Tonight, the new information we're learning about CTE. Then,
he was just such a friendly and humble guy around this community. Sad day here in Greenville, a life cut too short.
now extreme sports fans are asking if another legend fell victim to the same traumatic disease. At just 41 years old, the BMX world mourns one of their best. Plus,
as they got in, they said that the last driver passed them up, and they didn't know why. They figured it was because of their, they were black. So, I told them, I said, well, y'all look fine to me, get in.
the big surprise an Uber driver got after picking up his favorite hip-hop stars. News Channel 8 at 8 starts now.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm Jen Holloway.
And I'm Josh Benson. Thanks for being with us tonight. Well, new at 8 o'clock tonight, questions are growing about whether an extreme sports legend killed himself because of CTE, a degenerative disease caused by repetitive brain trauma. Well, police found Dave Mirra's body inside of a truck in North Carolina. Mirra rose to prominence in the 1990s as the world's top athlete in BMX. And he helped bring action to the sport's mainstream, winning medals in the ESPN X Games every year from 1995 to 2008. Mirra became a superstar in video games in his best-selling Dave Mirra Freestyle series. He was just 41 years old.
And just as the nation is gearing up for Super Bowl 50, another former NFL player is found to have suffered from CTE. An autopsy confirmed experimental test detecting CTE in former Minnesota Vikings linebacker Fred McNeil. And that's while he was still living. That could make him the first person in the world to be diagnosed before his death. Well, right now, his sons are opening up about the emotional changes they saw in him while he was still alive.
There was maybe 2 moments where he lost it and punched holes in the walls, and it was like, wow.
I had a conversation with my mom, and I was like, I think something's going on. Like, he needs to go see a doctor, a therapist, something to figure out what it is.
And now, for the very first time, McNeil's wife is seeing his brain and exactly what football did to it. His doctor claims that he already knew McNeil had CTE before he died, but for now, we cannot be sure until testing technology advances. Also, earlier today, I spoke with a doctor who works with young athletes in Tampa. Coming up on Monday's show, we're going to take an in-depth look at what causes CTE on News Channel 8 at 8, right here on Great 38.
Meanwhile, Cleveland Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel is in more trouble tonight. He's accused of hitting his girlfriend. Police in Fort Worth, Texas just released a recording of a neighbor who called 911.
I heard her screaming, so I came out to the balcony, and she said her boyfriend had beat her up. I think.
Now, that neighbor went on to explain that 23-year-old Colleen Crowley didn't want her to call police. Investigators say Crowley was uncooperative and refused to let them photograph her injuries. She also declined to fill out a police report, so no criminal charges were filed.
A Bay Area man who stood between a jealous ex-husband and a gun is very lucky to be alive tonight. Wednesday, Gibson Hyacinth went to confront his ex-wife at her Lakeland doctor's office, but her friend Addison Whiteside stopped him before he could get inside. Here's some surveillance video of that scene. Now, investigators tell us that Hyacinth pulled out a gun on Whiteside and tried to shoot him not once but twice, only to have that gun fail both times.
Had his gun been working and he shot Addison down in the parking lot, why wouldn't he have gone in to finish off his wife, who he had already said, if I can't have you, no one can have you?
Now, again, here in this surveillance video, you can also see Hyacinth try to hit Whiteside with his car. Tonight, Hyacinth is being held on 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder.
A former Pinellas County teacher is facing charges for impregnating a 17-year-old girl. 50-year-old Robert Celeste taught at Pinellas Park High and Northeast High School. St. Petersburg police began investigating last year when the teen gave birth. School district officials moved Celeste out of the classroom after police showed up. And a child predator will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Nathan Bryan was sentenced to life in prison for making child pornography. And Bryan used Craigslist to advertise his services as a babysitter, then tried to lure a child to have sex. Bradenton police are hoping more victims will come forward now that Bryan is serving that life sentence. 8 is on your side to keep your family safe, so we've posted a link on WFLA.com. You can learn more about registered sex offenders and sign up for alerts when one moves into your neighborhood.
Now, 8 on your sides, your vote coverage. The New Hampshire primaries with Candace McCowan from New Hampshire.
Well, those Iowa caucuses seem like a distant dream tonight, and right now all eyes are on New Hampshire as the race for the White House gets a whole lot tighter.
And right now our 8 on your side team is braving the cold to be the first to hand it out for you. Our special political reporter, Candace McCowan, flew from Tampa to New Hampshire to join the candidates on the campaign trail.
Good evening. The snow has stopped here in New Hampshire tonight, but some are worried about what will happen overnight as the temperatures continue to drop. But no matter the weather, it isn't stopping some Florida residents who are trying to get face-to-face time with some of the candidates.
It's electrifying for sure.
Braving the snow is nothing new for New Hampshire natives Steve and Lou Garrett. They call Safety Harbor home now, but they know a thing or two about New Hampshire in February.
Formerly from New Hampshire, every 4 years, this place was electric with the various presidential candidates coming up, and they're so accessible. It's retail politics at its best.
Garrett works at Tampa Prep. This trip, he's taking advantage of the access to candidates here in New Hampshire. Like many, he'll be heading to a few town halls. Garrett asking the question that the AP government students at Tampa Prep want answers to.
There are other candidates in the race that promise to make college much more affordable. What is Governor Kasich going to do to make it more affordable?
For our friends in New Hampshire, this snow is no big deal. And for the candidates, especially the Florida guys like Marco Rubio, who is doing well in the polls, or Jeb Bush, who isn't doing so great, they can't let it slow them down. They have to get to the voters and get in their ears.
You never know. We've gone into poll places before. We have no idea who we're going to vote for until we get in front of the pull lever, or I guess it's a press button.
And while this is 1,200 miles from home, what happens in New Hampshire won't stay in New Hampshire.
And even though I'm not here to vote, guess what? In 5 weeks, they all come to Florida.
And like that family, we're following the candidates on the campaign trail here in New Hampshire as they try to make a huge impact in these last few days before the primary. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Candace. Stay warm. Our coverage from the New Hampshire primary race will continue through Tuesday night. That's when the votes are cast. You can also catch Candace tonight on News Channel 8 at 11. Also coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to break down the heated moments at the Democratic debate. Stay with us for that.
Julie joins us now. Look pretty chilly up there. Chilly here, but not the same.
Yeah, quite a change for the crew up in New Hampshire from what we've been dealing with. But it was a little on the cool side today.
Yeah, broke the jacket out tonight.
Yeah, we had to keep the jackets out for a while too, but at least we didn't have the snow, we had the sunshine. Here was a beautiful view from Bayshore this afternoon. Photojournalist Michael Egger got this pretty cool shot. The sun shining through a tree right along Bayshore Boulevard. Cars just zipping by there. So for us, for the rest of tonight, temperatures will cool off pretty quickly. You can see we're already into the low to mid 50s in many areas, sitting at 52 in Seminole, 53 in Newport Richey. It's already down to 52 in Brandon, 54 in Lakeland and in Sebring, and it's already 49 in Crystal River. So a cool night. There's the cold front. That's what moved through yesterday, brought us the rain, and again now the cooler air that we're going to be dealing with over the next several days. So by the time we head to bed tonight, we're already close to 50 degrees. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 47. You'll definitely want the jackets if you're out early to start off your Saturday. And then there is a chance we could see a few showers by the afternoon. But the rain chances tomorrow, not huge. Just got to make a mention of it.
Okay.
All right. I'd rather have to have a jacket than an umbrella.
Yeah, any day.
For sure, right? All right. You can check the radar anytime on your smartphone by using our free Storm Teammate WeatherMax app.
Well, new developments tonight. For the second time, Gulfport city leaders were forced to shut down the city's waterfront.
The city's vice mayor and other city leaders blame a 15 million gallon raw sewage dump back in August. They just returned from Tallahassee, where they pleaded with the state for some help. 8 on your side's Chip Osowski joins us live tonight. He's in Gulfport with more. Chip, I know that you're working to get answers from a lot of those folks out there.
Well, that's right, Jen and Josh. And first, I want to step out of the way and show you that the beach is still off limits at this hour. I did speak to one state lawmaker who is committed to working on this. For the people here in Gulfport, the bottom line, it's going to take time. It's been 6 months since 15 million gallons of untreated sewage were dumped into Clam Bayou. The bayou is a delicate treasure for people who live and visit Gulfport, a treasure that's been shut down numerous times. And so has the city's marina and beaches.
We have closed our beach in excess of 18 to 20 times at this point in the last 3 months. We have closed our marina and the Clam Bayou in excess of 40 times.
Vice Mayor Yolanda Roman is tired of explaining why the city's waterfront is shut down.
We need the Department of Environmental Protection, both in the Southwest District and in Tallahassee, to take action. Come down here, look at what's happening, take it seriously. We have an environmental disaster.
As a state legislator, what are you doing to help these people?
Well, I think the key thing that a state legislator can do is to make sure that they're getting access to swift mud, getting access to the Department of Environmental Protection. And
State Senator Jeff Brandes tells me he's on top of the situation and is working on a solution.
Are we going to have to put in certain types of aeration systems? Are we talking about or just diversions? What are the other types of costs that can go into that?
But this is a fragile ecosystem, and restoring it won't happen overnight. Roman is simply hoping for some action soon.
And what we don't want is for folks first time to Gulfport to assume that they can't come back again because they can't fish or they can't swim or they can't kayak.
So how dire is the situation for businesses out here? Well, some businesses are faring worse than others. I spoke with one business owner. He rents kayaks for a living. He told me his business is down 98% from this time last year. He told me he's almost out of business. Jen and Josh?
Yeah, Chip, you talk about the tourists, too. You think they're on vacation, they want to use the beach. They're out of luck, so this is obviously keeping tourists away. Does the vice mayor believe that's the case?
Well, the good news, Josh, is this. Not many people are venturing into the water when they're wearing winter coats, but the fear is if this situation still exists in the next 3 months, what then?
All right, Chip Osowski reporting live. Even if the water's not there, it's got to smell somewhat. That was sewage. All right, we'll keep on top of this story for you. For developments on this story and breaking news alerts right to your phone, you can download the free News Channel 8 app at the App Store.
Coming up next on News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38.
A phone glitch cut off long-distance service. I'll tell you what happened when 8 on Your Side got involved.
You're watching Tampa Bay's most convenient primetime newscast. This is News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38. Now, an 8 on Your Side investigation. Cut off and terrified.
He could talk to people around the world unless he tried to use his phone. Verizon accidentally wiped out a Lakeland man's long-distance service, making it impossible to reach his sons who both live out of state.
This man is 92. He suffers from severe medical issues and hit a dead end trying to find the right to this problem. So he contacted 8 on Your Side. That's when senior investigative reporter Steve Andrews got involved.
Every day, James Santelli spends hours on his ham radio communicating with people around the world, especially in Europe. Why? Because at age 21, a member of General Patton's Third Army, he helped liberate Europe from the Nazis. He fought in the Battle of the Bulge. These days, James has heart and vision problems, complicated by a battle with cancer lodged in his cheek. The form of communication he relies on to stay in touch with his out-of-state sons is the telephone.
It's my lifeblood. Using that phone for me is like blood flowing through your veins.
Late last month, that blood flow clotted when he tried calling New Jersey.
They told me that my line, I have no more long distance.
The phone is imperative to this 92-year-old.
I need it for my medical services.
So he claims he called Verizon.
You know, they give you a number, and then they refer you to somebody else, and then they hang up on you.
In a panic, he contacted 8 on Your Side.
I didn't know you at the time there, but when you told me that you're going to take care of it, I said, I don't have to worry now.
I reached out to Verizon Director of Communications, Bob Ellick, who jumped on the problem immediately.
When you called, it enabled us to, within an hour or so, go and turn that back on, and he was back in business that quickly.
Then Verizon reached out to James.
Once we were able to get that service reconnected for him, we contacted him and encouraged him to make the call to his son in New Jersey. Long distance worked. We stayed on the line with him to make sure that that was the case.
You call your son up and make sure that you're getting through. I'm gonna stand right by.
Service restored. This World War II veteran feels a lot more at ease.
Honestly, I feel secure when I called you guys. I know things are going to be taken care of. You guys are real gentlemen. Believe me, it's a pleasure to have you in my home.
Steve Andrews, News Channel 8.
Good job, Steve. According to Verizon, it accidentally wiped out Mr. Santelli's long-distance code, and when that mistake was discovered, the switch containing that information, it was turned back on.
Oh, what a story. All right, Julie Phillips joining us now to look at the weather. A cool front has moved in, actually passed through, but it's going to stick around, right?
Yeah, the cooled air is going to be here for a while. You know, we typically see the cold fronts, they come through a day or two. It's chilly, but we're looking at a whole week of below average temperatures.
It's kind of a bummer for tourists who wanted the nice beach weather, but...
It is. That's typically, the tourists are a little bummed out, and some of the native Floridians don't mind the change for a week.
Don't blame Julie.
You can still tell who they are because they've still got shorts and short sleeves.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to make this a vacation if we have to.
Probably wondering, what are you talking about? What cool weather? It's still in the 60s, right? This evening, though, it's chilly, I think, for anyone. Mid-50s, mostly clear skies, chilly temperatures around. And we've also, even with the cool weather, at least we have really dry air in place. That's why we had those beautiful blue skies today, barely a cloud in the sky. And as we head to tomorrow, we'll see a little bit more moisture slowly starting to return. So for this evening, it's going to be a quiet night for us. Heading into tomorrow morning, notice a little bit more cloud cover around, temperatures just as chilly again in the 40s. By Saturday afternoon, it'll be mostly cloudy. We'll bring in a slim rain chance. Most of us probably all right. And then with a developing area of low pressure, a few more showers into the evening hours. Best chances would be for areas like Polk, Highlands County in the interior. That area of low pressure quickly pulls into the Atlantic away from us. Mostly cloudy Sunday morning, maybe a light shower, but things clear out very quickly for your Super Bowl Sunday. And by Sunday evening, it is chilly. Temperatures quickly falling back into the low 50s. We'll see breezy north winds to make it feel even cooler. Notice into next week, temperatures just as cold. We're in the 50s and 60s until next Friday. Then we're finally back into the 70s again.
Coming up next on News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38.
Get out with LPP, yeah, you know me. Get out with LPP, yeah, you know me. Get out with LPP, yeah, you know me.
What Naughty by Nature did for a fan that made his night. We'll have that and more coming up on News Channel 8 at 8, right here on Great 38.
Tonight, an 8 on your side consumer alert. Some remote control toys from Dollar General could pose a burn hazard. And the store is recalling 27,000 excavators and shovel loaders. They were sold during the second half of last year, and so far there are 5 cases of those toys overheating. Well, with the Super Bowl just 2 days away, you might be considering getting a new TV. And this time of the year, there are some good bargains out there, but there are also a lot of options. Consumer Reports advises do not get carried away in the 4K hype. The improved resolution is tough to notice, especially in sets smaller than 60 inches. And no matter what TV you have, you are not going to see the big game in 4K.
This year, the Super Bowl is not going to be broadcast in 4K, and it's probably going to take broadcasters 3 or 4 years to be able to catch up.
And here's one other tip for you. Before you buy, see how the screen looks from several different angles. Because remember, not everybody can sit directly in front of the screen. And for goodness sakes, do not fall for the upsell on expensive cables or those extended warranties. Well, this Valentine's Day, Americans are showing a little more love than they did last year. The National Retail Federation expects Americans to spend more than $146 on flowers, candy, and other heartfelt gifts. That's up $4.50 from 2015. 50% of those surveys say they plan to buy candy. Well, love is certainly in the air here at News Channel 8. We have stories for you all next week leading up to Valentine's Day, and they'll have you feeling the love. We also want to hear your love stories. You can send them to us on social media using the hashtag #IHeartWFLA. And guess what? You just might see them on TV.
Tonight's entertainment news, an Uber driver had the night of his life with one of his favorite hip-hop groups. Dale Latino got a call from 4 men after another Uber driver refused to pick them up.
You know, they got in, they said that the last driver passed them up, you know, and they didn't know why. You know, they figured it was because of their, you know, they were black. So I told them, I said, well, y'all look fine to me, get in.
Well, it turns out the guys were members of Naughty by Nature, and they were in town on tour.
I was already planning on going to the show, and when I went to the show, I'm there with everybody else, and they just signaled and pulled me out of the crowd and thanked me in front of hundreds of people.
He's going to remember that forever. Well, actor Larry David is returning to SNL tomorrow. I'm going to look at this camera now, but fans who love his Bernie Sanders impression may be more excited than he really is.
Hello, I'm Larry David, and I'm hosting SNL this week with the musical guest, the 1975. Well, you don't have to watch it. Don't worry about it. If you got something to do, honest to God, go ahead and do it. It's not a big deal.
You do have to watch. Watch.
What?
Don't listen to him. You have to watch. Yes, you do have to watch. Yes, they do have to watch. That's why we're doing the promos. Why do you think we're doing the promos?
Well, what's the difference if they watch or not? The show's been on for 40 years. Who cares, really? What?
We care. We care. The show cares.
You know what?
People watch.
I'd rather they didn't watch, to tell you the truth.
What?
Why do I need them watching?
Because you are the guest of the show.
Yeah, I'm not any good. I'm not going to be any good.
Well, then what? Somebody call Lauren. Why did he even hire you, man?
I don't know. It's a big mistake. Huge mistake.
Good stuff. Well, Larry David might get more excited when he sees the real Bernie Sanders joining him on stage. It's going to be a good one. You can catch Saturday Night Live on NBC right after News Channel 8 at 11 o'clock.
Coming up next on News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38.
Today we got detailed information about what happened on a doctor's table during an exam. Also, we're going to hear from the victim's attorney.
Unhappy students don't want to pay back their student loans. I'm Gene Ramirez in Tampa, and I'll show you how they're making their case.
We'll have that and more coming up. You're watching Tampa Bay's most convenient primetime newscast. You're watching Tampa Bay's most convenient primetime newscast. This is News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38. Here are Josh Benson and Jen Holloway.
Welcome back. A Clearwater doctor nowhere to be found today after being arrested and charged with sexual battery on a patient.
Rod Carter spoke to the victim's attorney, who says they believe there are more victims out there.
I've been going to him since December of 2011.
Shannon Mater Bailey had high praise for her doctor, John Drygas. That is until last night.
Absolutely. I couldn't believe it.
That's when she learned Drygas, who had performed 5 surgeries on her, was arrested for sexual battery. According to this witness affidavit, Drygas sexually battered another woman during an exam at the Florida Spine Institute. Now, that report says when the victim protested what the doctor was doing, he told her he was checking for scar tissue and proceeded to batter her again. And then the report says she tried to scream and the doctor forcefully kissed her so hard it split her bottom lip. Mater Bailey cannot believe it.
It never even crossed my mind. He's a great surgeon. You know, me and myself and my family feel comfortable when we were around him.
Late Friday, the victim's attorney, Stephen Brooks in Winter Haven, emailed this statement, which says in part, this is inexcusable, reprehensible, and egregious conduct, and if true, is the ultimate betrayal by a medical professional. Meanwhile, my search for Dr. Drygas at his home and his new office, Infinity Neurosurgery, turned up empty. He is nowhere to be found. Shannon Mater Bailey is not looking for him ever again.
Get ready to look for a new one now. I don't want to take any chances.
And investigators tell us in this report, Drygas also admitted to those acts and said they were not for medical reasons. In Clearwater, Rod Carter, News Channel 8.
Here's what's making headlines in politics tonight. Trump is coming to town. Just 3 days after the New Hampshire primaries, Donald Trump is headed back to the Bay Area. The Trump campaign confirmed to News Channel 8 Trump is planning for a rally at the USF Sundome Friday, February 12th. Now, we are still waiting on official announcement for more exact event details. And last night's debate between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton heated up fairly fast.
I really don't think these kinds of attacks by insinuation are worthy of you. And enough is enough. If you've got something to say, say it.
I mean, instead of arguing about definitions, let's talk about what we should do. I am very proud to be the only candidate up here who does not have a super PAC, who is not raising huge sums of money from Wall Street or special interests.
Clinton accused Sanders of smearing her progressive credentials, but Sanders did not back down. Clinton spent much of that debate trying to distance herself from Wall Street's big money. Also, Republican Carly Fiorina will not be a part of tomorrow's GOP debate. Other Republican candidates, as well as Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich, have asked for Fiorina to be included, but ABC News refused.
And right now, Candace McCowan is up north following the presidential candidates, and I heard you sent some video down saying, stop complaining about the cold down here.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think they're all realizing what cold really is.
Right?
Poor Candace. There it is. Winter Wonderland. Check out this video they took from New Hampshire. This is what the crew is dealing with. Lots of snow. It looks beautiful when it's fresh and new like that.
Beautiful views up there. How about that?
Yeah, coating the trees. So definitely beautiful. Colder than it is here in the Bay Area. You know when it's cold in Florida that you can only imagine typically what the rest of the country is dealing with. So the cold front well to our south. Now that same system is what actually is bringing the snow to the northeast. The clouds well to our south. We've had some breezy north winds today. The winds are starting to ease up now, and we'll see a few more clouds develop overnight. Here's a look at our winds coming in out of the northeast between around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but still breezy in a few spots like St. Pete. Those northeast winds at 20 miles per hour. You bet it is going to be a chilly night if you are heading out late this evening there. Now let's take a quick snapshot of the weekend. You can see tomorrow still cool, mid-60s, mostly cloudy. A few evening showers for your Saturday, but doesn't look like a big deal. And then Super Bowl Sunday, of course, not a bad one to spend in front of the TV. It's going to be clearing and not expecting much in the way of rain, but it's going to be cool and breezy. Those winds with the 60
makes it feel colder, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the story
A
tomorrow.
few days ago, that was a rain out on Sunday, too, so that has changed a lot since
I know.
Tuesday.
The forecast, I mean, that's how they evolve. Well, you have to
Yep.
keep watching, right, day after day.
It's job security right there. All right, thanks so much. Well, you can check the radar anytime on your smartphone by using our free Storm Teammate WeatherMax app.
After months and years of talking about talking, Rays team officials sat down with Tampa leaders today regarding a potential new stadium. Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn and County Commission Chairman Ken Hagan talked with the team, but to maintain any stadium deal will have to be primarily financed by the team itself.
Any stadium deal is going to have to be primarily funded by the team in the private sector. The paradigm's changed. Years ago when we built Raymond James Stadium, those were the days of 100% publicly financed stadiums. Those days are long gone.
And this is the first meeting since St. Petersburg decided to allow the team to look for a new stadium site outside of the city limits.
Now to an 8 on your side alert. Victims of fraudulent recruiting by for-profit colleges are asking for student loan forgiveness in record numbers. News Channel 8's Gene Ramirez spoke with a graduate in the Bay Area. He's one of thousands making a case for their debt to disappear.
Yeah, in fact, more than 7,500 claims totaling more than $160 million. And they're coming from students who at one point attended or graduated from schools, some of which have campuses in Florida like ITT and Art Institute.
If what was actually promised to be the education and what was promised to be my curriculum actually panned out the way they said it would, I would gladly pay for this.
Via Skype from Austin, Texas, where he now lives, Sid Andrade explains he graduated from the Art Institute of Tampa owing more than $80,000. He wants a payback pardon from the feds, accusing the school of lying about qualified instructors and industry standard learning tools. Andrade claims he taught himself through YouTube videos and explains the school didn't deliver on an infield job placement promise.
What the Art Institute considers the field for game art and design includes GameStop, Office Depot.
That's where he claims they placed him making copies for $8 an hour. Andrade tells 8 on Your Side he has recruiting catalogs to prove their promises. He joins thousands of former students nationwide claiming fraud at for-profit colleges. But some current students aren't so sure.
The school can only do so much, and you as a student need to, pretty much need to do the rest.
When you sign up to pay for that, I think you're obligated to pay it back.
The Art Institute's parent company has agreed with the government on more transparent recruiting and disclosure standards, but tells me this is not an admission of wrongdoing. The U.S. Department of Education continues investigating claims. Well, as of late last year, more than 1,000 claims were paid out, 5 of those from students from Florida. Reporting in Tampa, I'm Gene Ramirez, News Channel 8.
Well, on Monday, we told you about a woman who pulled over a police officer for speeding in Miami. Well, now it looks like she is the one in trouble. A police union chief found this picture of Claudia Castillo and wrote, "Nobody's above the law except me when I'm drinking." As you can see, she's behind the wheel of a boat. He also posted her business card and wrote, "Feel free to call Claudia Castillo at her cell phone and let her know that drinking and driving on a boat is not safe." Now, here's something else very interesting. Court records show that since 1998, she has been cited 14 times for speeding in school zones, driving without a license, as well as numerous accidents. So,
did she not think this would happen?
did she not think before she tried to chase down an officer?
That's what I mean. Why would you think that nothing's coming your way after you try to pull a move like that?
Well, it's not a smart move, that's for sure.
She's getting some internet time anyway.
That's for sure.
All right, stay close. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38. New CDC recommendations are being called condescending and sexist. Why doctors want all women to be on birth control if they're going to drink alcohol. Then, security's ramping up at local airports. The new and old technology being used by TSA. This is News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38. Tampa Bay's most convenient primetime newscast.
Welcome back. The next time you fly in or out of Tampa International, rest assured your safety is a top priority to the dedicated team working around the clock with state-of-the-art technology. But as Jen shows us now tonight, it's not just advanced equipment keeping travelers safe. They're also using very reliable explosive expert by the name of Guinness.
That's right, Josh. He may be a bit hairy compared to the other Transportation Security Administration agents, but when it comes to consistency, his capabilities exceed electronic detection. His mobility? It's priceless. Guinness is a highly trained EDC, explosive detection K9. His job? To sniff out chemical vapors. And according to his nonstop tail wagging, Guinness apparently loves his job here at TIA after graduating from the Lackland Air Force Base Training Academy.
This passenger screening K9 program is the only program that actually trains dogs to detect explosives on people, whether they're moving or static.
And while Guinness is sniffing his way through the crowds of passengers, technology like the AT X-ray is also busy. It's the most advanced imaging technology available in the world for cabin baggage.
This type of X-ray actually has multiple X-ray tubes, gives us multiple views of every bag that goes through. It also has algorithms which will assist our officers in finding potential explosives or hazardous materials.
They're also using handheld chemical analyst devices capable of detecting an unknown liquid within minutes to determine whether or not it is a safe substance.
You can see it does take just a little bit of time, but it's a lot quicker than sending it off to a lab.
Our interesting facts here. Last year, passengers brought 49 guns to TIA checkpoints, once again ranking among the highest numbers in the country. But get this, so far this year, the TSA says it's collected 10 weapons in the month of January alone.
The cold air has rolled in and it's going to be sticking around for a while. If you're thinking of heading out to the state fair tomorrow, expect another cool day, although probably a little bit warmer than today was. At 11 a.m., we're going to be in the upper 50s, so still chilly. By 3 p.m., we're in the mid-60s. Mostly cloudy skies and a slight chance of a few showers the late afternoon and evening hours tomorrow, but I think most of the rain will likely miss the fairgrounds. If you're planning to head out, just bring the jackets and you'll probably have a great time there. You can see now still looking at clear skies, but we'll see a few clouds beginning to build back through the overnight hours. But at the moment, still very dry air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And for us this evening, we're looking at a quiet night. The clouds do slowly build back. Our forecast model shows you that. When you wake up tomorrow morning, we're in the 40s. So if you're up early, make sure you bundle up as you head out the door. But by the afternoon hours, it's just going to be mostly cloudy, mid-60s. Not too bad, not as breezy tomorrow either. A slight rain chance like we talked about, especially for our inland spots with this area of low pressure developing Saturday evening. But it quickly races off to the north and east away from Florida. So as you wake up Sunday morning, the clouds will be around. Can't rule out a few lingering light showers, but not going to be much in the way of rainfall. And by the afternoon hours, if you're heading out to some Super Bowl parties, what you're going to be dealing with is breezy north winds and chilly temperatures still. We're only going to make it up to around 60 on Sunday, and then temperatures will quickly drop back Sunday evening. So as you're heading home from the Super Bowl parties, it will really be chilly outside. And then by Monday, the breezy conditions continue and the below average temperatures continue. And we're not expecting any big changes anytime soon. Monday, a reinforcing cold front comes through, and notice temperatures Tuesday afternoon don't even make it to 60 degrees, well below average for this time of the year. And it's not until next Friday till we get right back up into the low 70s. The end of next week really looks gorgeous. This weekend, not bad, as long as you don't mind some of those cooler temperatures. So,
or if you have somebody to snuggle with.
Yes.
That helps too.
Yes, not quite Valentine's Day, but we're almost there.
Or a football game, I guess.
Yeah, or a football game to watch. Perfect, we'll be indoors.
You got
right?
options, how about that?
That's right. Julie, thank you.
Coming up next on News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38. Make room in Jameis Winston's trophy case. The Bucs rookie is up for some more awards this weekend. You're watching Tampa Bay's most convenient primetime newscast. This is News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38.
8 is on your side with tonight's health headlines. A new recommendation from the Centers for Disease Control is being met with some backlash. It recommends young women avoid alcohol unless they're using contraception. News Channel 8's Stacey Scheibel looks at the intended message and how it's being received.
Alcohol can permanently harm a developing baby before a woman even knows she's pregnant. That's why the Centers for Disease Control issued what's turning out to be a controversial new recommendation.
If you're thinking about drinking alcohol, you should protect yourself by using birth control. Remember, approximately 6 months ago, the American Academy of Pediatrics came out and said no amount of alcohol is safe during pregnancy. And I think this kind of goes along with this.
But on the Today Show this morning, backlash. Some find the recommendation condescending.
They want fewer babies with fetal alcohol syndrome, and that's a great thing to want. To tell all young women, as a potential baby vessel, here's our new recommendation for you. That's where it gets a little bit muddied.
The CDC goes on to say about half of all pregnancies in the U.S. are unplanned. And even if planned, most women won't know they're pregnant for the first month or so when they might still be drinking.
So the point is, you never know. And so because of that, protect yourself. If you're going to choose to drink alcohol, make sure you're protected so that you don't have that whoops moment.
Dr. Jill Heckman advises her patients who are thinking about getting pregnant to avoid alcohol altogether. But she understands why the message is rubbing some the wrong way.
I think the CDC recommendation is very responsible. I'm not 100% certain on the practicality, but it should make you think, if I'm going to be drinking alcohol, am I protected so that I don't have one of those moments?
According to the CDC report that prompted the new recommendation, 3 million women who drink are sexually active but not on birth control. The bottom line, there is no known amount of alcohol that is safe to consume while pregnant. Back to you guys.
On to some sports news tonight. If the Lightning made a New Year's resolution to go undefeated at home in 2016, well, the team is still sticking to it. Tampa Bay has won 7 in a row at Amalie Arena, a hot streak that dates all the way back to January 2nd and includes a 5-4 shootout win over Pittsburgh. While he loves sending the fans home happy, Bolts winger Tyler Johnson theorizes that there's more to Tampa Bay's recent success than home cooking.
I don't think we really look at it as home or away. I think if you look overall in the season, we're a lot better now than we were at the start of the season, regardless if it's home or away. And we always talk, though, that when teams come into Tampa, we want them to be ready to have a good game. And at the start of the season, I think teams are taking some liberties here. And, I think we've been better, but I think that's overall play, not just at home.
After his Pro Bowl appearance on Sunday, Jameis Winston's debut season is officially in the books, but he still may have to make room in that trophy case. Winston is up for 2 rookie honors that will be awarded in the next 36 hours or so. The first, Pepsi Rookie of the Year, will be handed out in San Francisco around 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow at the NFL Honors Award Show, Jameis is up for AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. And the 2016 Pro Football Hall of Fame class will be announced in the same award show. And there are 2 finalists with Buccaneer ties, former coach Tony Dungy and safety John Lynch. Ira Kaufman of the Press Tribune was in News Channel 8 studios today discussing the prospects of either Buck legend making it to the Hall.
Most people think there is going to be one spot open for Dungy or Lynch. Probably not both. I like Dungy's chances this year. I hope I'm not jinxing myself. But he's got a lot of support in the room, and both of them, are strong candidates. And I got to tell you guys, if you look at that list of 15, you can make a case for all 15.
All right, and the Lightning are playing the Penguins. Score currently 2-3. We are losing, so hopefully they can.
Oh, I hope you didn't jinx him with that story,
we are.
Josh.
I'm sorry, Jeanette. We are 2-3. We're losing. Is that right? We are winning.
Oh, no.
3-2.
Good.
See how quickly things change? All right, well, we have much more news coming up for you in just 2 hours.
Here's what we're working on for News Channel 8 at 11.
Hey there, Jen and Josh. Tonight at 11, this incredible video of 2 Clearwater Gators grappling has gone viral.
The Clearwater man who was behind the camera tells News Channel 8 what was going through his mind while shooting this epic prehistoric battle. Plus, we'll show you where you can see Olympic hopefuls compete right here in the Bay Area this weekend.
Those stories sailing your way, and Steve Jervy's chilly Florida State Fair forecast tonight at 11 over on News Channel 8.
Plus, love is in the air. Here's what you'll see starting Monday at 6 a.m.
I'm Lindsay Mastis. Despite its reputation for being a distraction, cell phones can actually bring couples
closer together. I'll show you how.
Love is in the air, starting Monday on News Channel 8 Today.
Welcome back. It's Super Bowl weekend. You won't see footballs like these on the field anytime soon. Take a look at that. These are fashion footballs, and they were dreamed up by the Council on Fashion Designers of America. It's part of the Super Bowl's 50th anniversary, and each ball is being auctioned online right now. Bidding ends on February 14th. And former Super Bowl champ and Hall of Famer Jerry Rice went undercover as a driver for the ride-sharing service Lyft in San Francisco. At first, passengers had no clue. One guy even tells him how much he loves the 49ers, not even realizing who he's talking to. Can you believe that? Well, eventually, he lets them in on the joke. Very cool. And Panthers fans are calling a highway sign in North Carolina a prophecy about this weekend's Super Bowl. The sign gives mileage to two small towns, reads Denver 7, Newton 20. Panther fans say it's an omen that their star quarterback, Cam Newton, will emerge victorious this weekend.
And more than 400 sailors from all around the world are gathering in Clearwater this weekend for an Olympic qualifying event. While racing doesn't start till Tuesday, the boats are already there and set up. They're in the Sand Key area. Team USA will be racing hard to earn a spot in the Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro.
All right, let's take a quick last look at our weather with Julie.
And things chilly for us here in the Tampa Bay area. 80s earlier this week, and now tonight we're falling back into the 40s. It'll be near 47 in Tampa tomorrow morning, 42 in Crystal River, 41 if you're in Inverness, 48 in Sebring, and 48 in Sarasota. So definitely want to grab out those jackets again tomorrow, and then we'll top out in the mid-60s by the afternoon. Just a slight shower chance.
All right.
And good news, this just in, we scored once more. Now 4-2, the Lightning over the Penguins so far.
Good news. Let's go Bolts. All right, we'll see you again tomorrow night on News Channel 8 here on Great 38.
And you can also get news anytime by downloading the WFLA News Channel 8 app. Stay close. Bones is coming in next. Have yourself a great night.